This is Parkour Civilization. There are many different parkour servers across all of Minehut and different server hosting platforms, but I would argue this is by far the most well-known server of all. But this video isn't about Parkour Civilization, it's how to get to the lost civilization inside of Parkour Civilization. But this isn't your average tutorial. This is a step-by-step guide on how to join the server and go from being just a noob in the lowest rank to being one of the only players ever to get to and complete the lost civilization. To those of you who do not know how to join Parkour Civilization, or this server in general, the two IPs for Minehut and this server are on screen right now if you're looking to joining. But with that, let's get into the video. Now for this video, I'm going to be having the exact same thing that a newly spawned player would have, or a player who just joined. That means everything in my inventory will stay in my inventory and not in my hotbar, so it doesn't give me any special advantages. Also, this helmet right here actually doesn't really do anything except show a rank that I once achieved or currently have. So this really does not have any effect on my gameplay, and this will be exactly how it would be for a player who just joined. I am also not going to be using any of these keys or these tickets, since I already have those, so I'll be showing how to get these easily as well. So with that, let's actually get into the tutorial. Before we get started with the first step, there's one thing that you're going to need to get, and that is some raw chicken. It's really easy to get. All you have to do is just jump around a little bit until right here you see 500. Then you can go ahead and purchase one of the raw chicken, and then you're ready to get to the next step. Now, before you can even attempt getting into the lost civilization, you first need to get an achievement called Infinity, which, don't worry, will not take that long to get, so all you have to do is follow exactly where I go. Now, most noobs who just spawned in will not have sprint, so I will not sprint either until I get to pro and have to do the next levels, or I show you exactly how to get food, so it will be exactly even to as if you just spawned in, so that will be very easy to understand what to do. Your goal is to make your way over to this village over here. It shouldn't be too hard since it's only a couple blocks away from spawn. But once you do, find the house that looks like a two-story house, except it has one extra thing on top. This is where you get the first part of the achievement. Upon entering the house, there will be a little bit of parkour, but all you need to do is complete it, and it's simple jumps. Except for this one. This one might be a little harder, so here's a strategy on how to do it with no sprint. What you should do is line up right at the very edge, and then all you're going to do is jump sideways and then hope to land it. So your goal is to practice, for example, just jump right here, and then practice just holding jump and W and turning right as you're about to hit the ground, and you should be able to make the jump without using any sprint. Once you make it up to the rooftop or the top of the house, you'll be able to go right here next to this bed, which is really easy to get to once you complete this parkour. All you have to do is go into it, and this is where you get to a little bit harder parkour, but it shouldn't be too hard with a little guide on how to do it. So what you're going to want to do in order to make this jump is, once you're down here, you want to go all the way to the back of this right here. And then all you have to do is jump and hold down your spacebar so that you keep jumping, and right as you hit the ground one time, once you hit the ground, once you go off the ground, you're going to go closer until you're right next to this wall here, and then you're once again going to hold jump, and right as you hit the ground, as long as you're not in the way of this, right as you hit the ground, you should be able to just hold W and make the jump. And that is how you make this very first jump. This next jump is a little bit harder, but still very doable without sprint. So what you're going to do is go all the way to the corner of this block so that you can't move back in any direction. And then all you have to do is go right up to about here. So basically what I would do is face the very corner of this wall, and then you're going to press W 3 times while shifting. And then the final thing you're going to do is shift and tap S while in the air, like that. Now, all you have to do is look right at this ladder, like right here, and then walk forward and jump, and you should hopefully make the jump. It might take a few tries, although it's very possible to do, especially without sprint. Now, just in case you do end up falling down, all you have to do is go right up to this ladder, and then what you can do is just walk forward, and you'll actually make it as long as you go to the very edge. So you have to go to the very edge, like this, where that ladder stops you, and then go forward. Then just walk, and that ladder will make it so that you go up and you'll be good to try again. Once you get up here, this next jump is super easy. All you have to do is go to the very back of the ladder into the corner, and then just jump and walk forward. So all you have to do, once again, as I was saying, all you have to do is go to the very back, and then jump, and then hold W, and hopefully you should be able to make the next jump. Now this next jump is gonna need that raw chicken that I showed you how to get earlier in the video. It's super easy to do. First of all, you just have to eat it to get sprint. And then what you're gonna do is go to the very edge of the block, and then without wasting any hunger, at the same time you are going to press sprint, space, and W all at the same time. And after a few tries, it should hopefully work. Just like that. Just remember, you do have to turn and make sure to be like right there on the jump so that you do actually make it. Otherwise, you will just miss it and completely fall. After that, go ahead and click the button because that is part 1 of getting the Infinity achievement. The next thing you need to do will take a ticket and food. And in order to get a ticket, all you have to do is go over here, right to the ticket temple, which is located directly in front of spawn. Once you're inside the ticket temple, all you have to do is go ahead and complete the parkour, which is mostly easy for most of it. And all you have to do is mostly just basic jumps. And as you can see, I do not have any hunger, so it's impossible for me to sprint. Most of the jumps are really just try to get to the edge, like this, and then jump and hold W at the exact same time. So right here, just go to the edge and jump and hold W, and then right once you get over, crouch to make sure that you don't fall off the block. You want to do the same thing for these fence jumps here. Crouch and hold W all the way to the edge of the block, then jump and hold W at the same time, and then right over the fence, crouch to make sure that you don't fall off the block. For this final jump, the same thing. All you have to do is go to the very edge of the block, but this time what you want to do is jump and tap S while you're shifting, and then all you have to do is, for a very small amount of time, run and then jump. So just for about like 1 tick, all you have to do is run, or not run, hold W and then jump after about 1 tick of time, because then you'll be able to make it over here since you need the momentum from that small time of walking. For the rest of these jumps, it's mostly the same strategy. Right here, same thing for the fence jumps as before. All you have to do is walk over, and just for about the rest of the jumps, all you have to do is the exact same strategy, which is just get close and jump and crouch right before you land so you don't fall off the block. It might take some getting used to and a little bit of practice, but eventually you'll get all the way over to here, and all you have to do is walk on the emerald block, and then you will have a ticket. It went straight into my inventory, but for most of you people, or people who are just joining, it should go straight into your hotbar. Finally, the last thing you need is to go into this shop and purchase some raw beef. It only takes 750 jumps, which you get just by jumping. As you see, I have 155,260 right now, but if I jump a few times, then it automatically goes up by 4, since I just jumped 4 times. And you should already have around 750 jumps from doing everything else. One thing that you need to learn is called force momentum, and it's basically where you go to the back of the block like this, and then you're going to jump, and right after you jump, you're going to hold W for like very fast, like 1 tick, and then you're going to hold sprint and space. You're actually going to be holding space the entire time, but it should help you make the jump. Although for these corner ones, I guess, or the diagonal ones, I guess you could although it's definitely not the most reliable way to do the jumps, but it should get the job done. Once you get to the very top, all you have to do is click the button at the top of the amethyst, and you will have the second part of getting the infinity achievement. Once you do that, you need to come down here or go back and start completing the course. And since you have sprint from the leftover leaf that you needed for getting that over there, it should be relatively easy to complete this entire course very quickly and easily. Although I don't recommend taking any shortcuts. This is because you don't want to fall and accidentally have to reset your entire progress. Just in case you do fall, here's a very easy way to escape the prison. First thing you want to do is once you go over here, you're going to walk right down to here. And then there's going to be this sign over here. So all you have to do is go to the very edge like this, and then jump and slightly tap X. Then you'll go down right here, and there's only one thing you need to do. Go through the portal and type /spawn or /noob. And that will get you right back here, except you are going to have to completely repeat that process over again so that you can get up there. Although don't worry, you don't have to get the buttons. Once you get the buttons, you have nothing more to do with those. Just move on to the next one. Once you get to the very top of this parkour course, you're very close to getting the next achievement. All you have to do is go over here to get the pro rank, and then on your way up, I recommend getting the steak, because then it will give you 2 steak that you can eat so that you can always be able to sprint. I also recommend getting a ticket so that next time, just in case you do end up falling, you'll be able to do the course another time, this time with sprint for the whole course. Now you're ready to get the next rock, is what they're called, since you need to get all 6 of the rocks. And all you have to do is go straight from the pro spawn area, straight through the mall, up to the practice over here, or you can just do /build to get to it a lot faster. Once you're here, you're going to go out the other side and follow this path over here, and do not do any of this parkour since it's completely unnecessary. But what you're going to want to do is get to this dome all the way over here. Once inside, complete the parkour and get to this gold block over there so that you can tap a button or press the button. Also, remember, do not jump on any of the blocks with black stone walls underneath them. Although the deep slate tiles are fine, just don't jump on any of the ones with black stone walls underneath them, since they have barriers, and you will probably fall since there's no way to get on top of them. Your last jump is going to be from that block onto that deep slate tiles block over there. And once you do it, all you have to do is jump in order to press the gold block there and hope that you land. Then all you have to do is /pro to get back here. But once you do that, their last 3 buttons are at the master level, and in order to get there, you're going to start off by getting to the key temple over here. Once inside, simply complete the parkour, and it's relatively hard, although it's probably a bit easier than the new one since you have no sprint for this, so it will be a lot easier to get it. And once you're done, you will receive something called a key, and using that key, you will be able to enter the master temple, which is where you will rank up to master to get the final achievement. It might take a bit of getting used to, although eventually you'll learn the strategies for it and you'll be able to easily complete this master temple. If you do want a full guide on how to complete the master temple if you're struggling on it, then comment down below and I can make a tutorial for that in the next video. This is by far the hardest part of the video, but with a bit of practice and a decently long time, you should be able to do it very easily. All you have to do is come over to the left over here. I prefer doing it on this side, or once you face forward, go to the right. And then the first step to getting to the master course is doing this. It doesn't take anything except sprint and a little bit of time and maybe some practice too. But there's no really hard jumps, so you should be able to do it with just some good timing. I definitely don't recommend speedrunning any part of this tutorial since you might fail a jump and have to do the entire thing over again, except for getting the achievements. It's definitely not worth doing it all over again just to go a little faster. Once you're at the top of the course over here, you're just going to go ahead and right click right on this thing right there. And then you should enter the Master Temple. Once inside, simply complete the parkour. Although, note, this is probably the hardest part of the entire video. So it will probably take you a long time to complete it, and definitely a ton of practice, since this is something that took me about like a week to learn how to do. But if you have some parkour experience, then it'll definitely be a lot faster, since I was trying to do it from literally just getting Minecraft Java Edition. So it should be a little bit easier for someone with some experience. Just like any other course in this video, comment down below if you want a full tutorial on how to do every single jump first try, or at least very easily with some practice. Although this jump right here is probably one of the hardest. What you want to do is go straight to this corner, and then you're going to jump like right about here, and you should be able to make it. And then here, make sure you don't jump from the soul sand, jump from the ladder, so that's a little bit easier. Also right here, remember to go to the very back and then jump onto it. Otherwise, it is not possible. Right here, what you're going to want to do is go to the very corner, then face right about that ladder or this corner. Either one works. I recommend facing the corner of the next block. And you're just going to run for about one tick and then jump, and then turn once you hit that block, and you should make it onto the ladder. Right here, you're going to want to use that force momentum strategy I showed you earlier in the video. Go to the back, jump, and before you move forward, you're going to, when you hit the ground, hold W for just a second and then sprint, and it should help you get to the end. Once you get to here, these are head hitters, but the strategy is super simple. All you have to do is go to the very end, and what you're going to do is you're going to hold W for about one tick and then jump, because then you should be able to make it to the end, since you go over or past the block before you actually jump, still allowing you to make it to the next block without hitting your head on these. This tower right here is definitely the hardest part, and when I was learning how to do the master course, it took up the most of my time. But once you make it to the top, all you have to do is get some good timing, and it's real easy. And then you just have to get a little bit of momentum, and you should be able to do that jump. I also recommend doing slash stake and slash ticket throughout doing the course, because then you'll get some extra food to keep your hunger up, and you'll get tickets, so just in case you do end up falling, you have multiple tries to complete the course again. Right here, what I recommend doing is going to the very edge, and then you're just going to run, and with some good timing, continue jumping, and jump at the very edge, except for that one right past there where it's a one block jump. You want to jump right away. Once you do that, you are already at master. But wait, before you do that, you need to get the next button. And the way to do it is by going straight through this picture right here. And then what you're going to want to do is the exact same timing I showed you earlier for the head hitter. So you're going to run for about one. Maybe it actually is better to get master first, just so that if you fall, you don't have to do the noob temple over again or get pro over again. You just have to get master. Anyways, as I was saying, you just need to run about 1 to 2 ticks in order to make this jump, and then kind of just basic jumps after that. Right there is a head hitter, so what I would recommend doing is going to the edge and then doing the same thing for a head hitter. Run about 1 tick and then try to make the jump. Finally, all you have to do is click the button, and then boom, you're done. Then just use slash master in order to get back. And just like all parts of this video, if any of you need help on anything, all you have to do is comment down below, and I will either reply or make an entire video on it if enough people want it. But with that, let's get into the last 2 buttons. We're so close to getting to the lost civilization. Now that we're at master, we also have access to do slash key to get another key, just in case we ever need them. Same thing, we can still always get slash ticket, slash stake, and this time you can do slash GC, and you can get golden carrot. So with that, let's get into the next part. Also remember to claim your master water bucket, because then when you follow it, as long as you hit it at the right time, you'll be able to do slash master and then try again. For this next button, the first thing we're going to do is go over onto this staircase right here. And in order to do these jumps, it's super simple. just go to the very edge and go a little bit further from the far outside, as far as you can go. Then just do a normal jump like it's a one-block jump. That's it. And then just continue doing it until you're about right here. You can go higher up if you want, but your goal is to make it right there. And you don't have to use the water bucket, but as long as you're at full health, you should survive just by jumping down. Once you're at the top, all you need to do is continue parkouring along this area until you get to about right here. Because what you need to do is jump onto there. Now, the way I like to do this is go to the corner over here, run for a second, hold on. Actually, no, don't run. Just go straight into jumping, and then remember to water bucket clutch so you don't die. And just like always, if you ever need help with something, just comment down below and I'll try my best to help you. From here, it's super easy. All you have to do is enter the house, walk over here, and click this button. After that, you can just type in /master and go right back here. The final thing, in order to get the last button, once you go right out here, you're going to immediately turn left, and then you're going to follow this path right until you get here. Because then what you need to do is go all the way over here, just for a little bit, past this tower on the right. Now after a while of parkouring, not too long, it'll be like 2 minutes, you'll get to the final button, the 6th and final button. And we can see it right there, but it's not all that easy to get to. But here is exactly how to get to it. We're going to start off by going over this way, and then right back down here, since we want to get to the other side. After that, we're going to jump right on over here, and then turn this way. Now after jumping right along that path for a bit, you should be right here. So, obviously, we're going to go there, and then get to right here. Now, if you want to, you don't have to, but you can try and make this jump. It's really the only way, or you can find a way to get right there, which once again is going to require making a 3-block diagonal jump. So that's really your only option here. So what I recommend doing is you're going to crouch and tap W 2 times. Wait, no, 3 times actually. Then you're just going to do exactly what I taught you before about force momentum. Which, if you want to see exactly what I do here, just look up right here. And just in case you do fail, make sure to hold your water bucket. That's why you always hold your water bucket. Anyways, as I was saying before, once you make this jump, all you have to do is jump over here and click this button. And then you're 1 step away from getting to the Lost Civilization. Since once you get this, you will in fact have the Infinity achievement. Also, I recommend trying to do it when a lot of people are on, since you get a lot of congratulations, and it's kind of cool to see everyone spam GG in chat. Now, the final part, go back to Master, and the first thing that you're going to do is just go straight forward all the way until you get to the world border, which doesn't take too long. It only takes about 3 minutes. Here we are. We're at the world border. Also, one thing, make sure you do actually get the Infinity achievement, because if you don't, then you're going to be doing all this parkour for nothing, since you won't be able to enter the Lost Civilization. If you do end up needing to go back, all you have to do is look back through the video, since there will be timestamps throughout the video and how to get every single different one. So all you have to do is rewind and figure out which one you missed. Sorry, I can't talk. All you have to do is once you get to the border, just turn right and immediately start parkouring that way. And after a long time, just about another 5 minutes or so I guess it's not too long, you will eventually find an island like this. Oh, look at that, I got a ticket. And all you have to do is walk through this, and as long as you have the Infinity achievement, then it will let you pass. So, with that, you now know how to get to the Lost Civilization and the Parkour Civilization. Also, the IP is right here in case you missed it at the beginning, and I will post it in the description. I hope this video was helpful, and if you guys need any more tutorials or how to do anything in the server, just comment down below.